We are of the considered view that the court is duty bound, particularly in the case of Article 142 of the Indian Constitution, which empowers the court to do extrajudicial activity when there is a talk of complete justice. Hello friends, welcome to the InNews series of Drishti IAS. I am Ritu and today we are going to discuss Supreme Court jurisdiction under Article 142 of the Indian Constitution, and this topic is about Chandigarh mayor polls. As you already know that what had happened in Chandigarh mayor polls, and after that Supreme Court had to intervene into this matter, and according to the Chief Justice of India, if they will not correct it, it will be the mockery of the democracy. So moving towards the points of discussion part. First of all, we are going to discuss the news, then we are going to discuss Article 142 of the Indian Constitution, then we are going to discuss how the courts have exercised this power and also the criticism related to Article 142 of the Indian Constitution and how Supreme Court had justified its criticism. Then practice question for prelim. Before that, you have to like, share and subscribe to the Drishti IAS channel. Moving to the news part. So on 30th of January, there was a Chandigarh mayor poll, and what had happened in that mayor poll, that we have seen that presiding officer of that Chandigarh mayor poll was doing something with the ballot paper, and the video went viral, and after that CJI Chandrachud has given their opinion that the ballot paper may be defaced and this is a murder of the democracy. After that, Supreme Court had intervened into this matter, and after its intervention under Article 142 of the Constitution, Supreme Court had declared the Congress and 𝐈𝐀𝐒 coalition leader as a winner. So this was the case, and that's why we are discussing this particular topic, that what is Article 142 and why Supreme Court has to exercise under Article 142. So that's why this topic is very important for your GS2 examination. So this is the brief news we are going to discuss. And what is the Supreme Court has taken regarding this decision? That poll has been already done. So Supreme Court has allowed that the poll should be redone or it should be constructed again and again. No, Supreme Court had said that they will give their decision according to the existing poll and whatever the ballot paper present at that time, and they had also checked the video recording for the full days on the counting days. So on the basis of all these things, Supreme Court has come with their decision, and we can see that Congress and 𝐸𝐴𝐻 alliance leader Kuldeep Kumar has declared the winner of this Chandigarh mayor poll. So this was the Supreme Court jurisdiction regarding this particular case. Moving to the another slide is about what is Article 142 of the Indian Constitution. So in the introduction part, we already had said that when the executive and legislative could not function properly and there is no remedy left, then Supreme Court and judiciary has to intervene into this matter, and judiciary comes and they intervene under the Article 142 of the Constitution and they give complete justice to the people. So this is a brief about the Article 142 of the Indian Constitution, and in the simple terms, Article 142 provides a unique power to the Supreme Court to do the complete justice between the parties when the law and the statute are not unable and did not provide the justice to that particular case. In that case, Supreme Court had to intervene and they allow complete justice to the parties. So this is a brief definition of the Article 142 of the Constitution. Moving to the next slide. Next slide is about how have courts exercised this power. So we have various examples. We have also seen the Premchand case in which there was lots of confusion between Article 142 of the Indian Constitution and Article 32 of the Indian Constitution, which says that we have right for the constitutional remedies. But it has been decided that Article 32 has a different powers and Article 142 has a different powers. Yes, we should not override the statutory powers, but when statutory powers are ignored and they are not function effectively, then it's the duty of the court to intervene into the matter and they should exercise Article 142 of the Indian Constitution. Then we have also seen the Bhopal gas tragedy case, in which what the court has decided that in 1991 the court ordered that to pay $470 million in compensation for the victims of the tragedy. If court could not intervene, the victims would not given the justice. So in that case, it has become mandatory that court should intervene into this matter. And also there are lots of confusion regarding this that why Article 142 is exercised here. So sometimes it is also regarded as at ipso facto. The Supreme Court has given the justification in terms of ipso facto that it is not doing any extrajudicial activities, or they are not doing anything which are wrong. They are doing which are allowed in the law and which are already permissible in the law. So that's why the fact itself says that. So ipso facto means the fact itself says that the Supreme Court has right to say and right to exercise their power under Article 142 of the Indian Constitution. Moving to the another one, that we have few notable examples where Supreme Court had exercised their Article 142 of the Indian Constitution. And what are the notable examples? So we have this ordering the release of under trial prisoners who have spent more than half of the maximum sentence prescribed for the offences. Then Supreme Court also directed the government to make free and compulsory education to the children of 6 to 14 years of the age. And then Supreme Court had also intervened into the 2G spectrum case and appointed a committee to oversee the investigation, and also the cancellation of the allocation of 214 coal blocks that were found to be illegal and arbitrary, and granting permanent commission to women officer in the Indian Army. So these are the notable example we have seen through which Supreme Court exercised under Article 142 of the Indian Constitution, because the statute and laws were not working properly and they were unable to provide complete justice to the people. So the court has to intervene into this matter. Moving to the another one. Another slide is about criticism and justification. So the first criticism is arbitrary and ambiguity, because there is a word inscribed in the Indian Constitution which is the complete justice, and sometimes what had happened that complete justice term definition is very vague, and people have also alleged that the definition is not clearly mentioned, so that why it creates ambiguity and arbitrary in the judiciary, and that's why sometimes it may happen that the judiciary can exercise extrajudicial power or which are not needed, and sometimes they also interfere in the litigation work. So this is the argument given and this is the criticism we have for the Article 142 of the Indian Constitution. So in 1998, the apex court in the Supreme Court Bar versus Association versus Union of India held that the powers under Article 142 are supplementary in nature. It means that whatever the powers provided under Article 142 of the Indian Constitution that are supplementary in nature, that will not override the substantive power, and there is no unhidden intentions behind this exercising Article 142 of the Indian Constitution. It is solely for the complete justice. It is solely to provide justice to the victim, to provide whatever injustices happen to the people, in order to give equal justice, in order to give complete justice. This particular exercise has been done. So it is not for any personal means, not for any political means, and there is no indirect methods applicable to this Article 142 of the Indian Constitution. The another criticism we have that the powers conferred to the legislative powers, executives and judiciary, they both works separately. Legislative and executive works together, but judiciary has a different function and judiciary has an independence in nature. So sometimes litigants also says that, judiciary has no right to interfere in the legislative and executive matter, and in this case under Article 142, judiciary is working as executive and legislative, but it is exercised in a very rare case. It is not a regular phenomena, and when the makers have made this article, they were mindful about this its misuse. So it has been written that in rare circumstances when no remedy is left, and in order to save the democracy of this country, in order to give complete justice to the people, it is the duty of the Supreme Court, or it is the duty of the judiciary to exercise this power. So in that case, you cannot say that Supreme Court or any judicial authority is intervening into executive and legislative. When executive and legislatives are failed, in that circumstances, judiciary comes to rescue. So this is the rarity case, and this is a justification by the Supreme Court. So these are the things we can know about the Article 142 of the Constitution and what the criticism we have regarding this. Moving to the next slide, that what others we have. So we have another case of that state of Karnataka versus Uma Devi. In that case, the apex court has said that clarified that complete justice under Article 140 means that justice according to the law. So whatever the justice given to any particular party or any particular people, it is according to the law. It is not on the sympathy basis. So if Supreme Court is becoming or behaving like an executive under Article 142 of the Constitution, it means that they are doing any judgment on the basis of the law, not for the sympathy. Similarly, in this case also, we have found that presiding officer was doing wrong and people were tampering the ballot paper. In that case, they have exercised the power, and that person who has declared the winner, that is not on the sympathy basis, that is on the right basis, that is on the law basis, that by law, by counting method, the person has garnered much vote. That's why he is declared winner. That he is not declared winner because Supreme Court has favored it, because court feels that the person is victim, so we should provide sympathy to that person. The person has garnered much votes, that's why he is declared the winner. So it is always applicable to the law. So this is the justification given by the Apex Court regarding the criticism which has been announced on the Supreme Court. Moving to the next one, which is the question. So we already had discussed Article 142 in length. So the question is related to Article 142 of the Indian Constitution, and it deals with, so these are the options you have, and I hope you are able to answer this in the comment section. I hope you like this session. If you have any queries related to this session, kindly ask in the comment section. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.